So I remember as a child, I used to love coconut ruffs just because mum would never make them for me. Whenever I was at a friend's birthday party and there were coconut ruffs there, surely you'll see me standing at that table just stuffing my face. So this recipe is all about that, but it's a no bake. First up, we've got some choc biscuits. I'm just gonna give them a quick whiz in the food processor. I'm just gonna pop this guy on. Basically what you want from this is for them to become like a little bit of a crumb. All right, so as you can see, this has now become quite a crumb-like consistency. So we've got some butter here, it's already been melted. So this is your binding agent. So when this sets in the fridge, it makes sure that the little crust of the tart is all hard. So the lid goes back on. Sometimes it's a little bit hard, but let's see how it goes. Done. Quick whiz. So what you're doing here is you're trying to combine that crumb with the butter. So it's kind of like a wet sand consistency. Just gonna make sure I get all of the dry biscuits down from the edges. And then I'm gonna actually add a little bit of salt just to help all of the flavors bind together. So this is the consistency that you want. It's kind of still really wet, but as this sets in the fridge, it'll start to harden up. So I've got a pre-lined fluted tart tin here, and what I'm gonna do is just pack all of the crumbs right into the base, really pack it down, and then a little bit up the sides. The reason I'm using the fluted tart tin is I like the look of it on the edge. So when you slice into it, it just looks a little bit more fancy. So I'm making sure that I'm packing the crumb in really tight. You don't want to have any holes or anything like that. You want it to be really strong. Once you put the layer of filling on top, you want to slice into it and see the two different layers as well. So really tight. So that's packed really tight now, as you can see. I'm just gonna quickly pop that in the fridge for about 20 minutes and get started on my filling. Very simple. We've just got two chocolates here. We've got a dark and a milk. So I'm just gonna crush these, break it up a little bit, straight into a bowl. You could melt this chocolate over a double boiler if you want, but it's so much easier in the microwave and nobody has time to turn on a pan just to boil some water to melt the chocolate. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. So any chocolate can do, it doesn't have to be super fancy. So here I've just got basically some Cadbury eating chocolate, dark and milk. We're putting the coconut oil in. So this is basically what kind of helps the tart filling set. So this and the chocolate together, once it cools down, it'll harden. We've got some thickened cream, but look how cute is this little guy. Like, obsessed, absolutely obsessed. That goes straight in. Now we're gonna pop this in the microwave for about 2 minutes, but at 30-second intervals until it's really well melted, and then we'll combine it. This is smelling so good. It's very melted now, so I'm just gonna quickly combine it, and then I'm gonna add in a little bit of salt and then the desiccated coconut. So as you can see, I've combined all of the cream, the chocolate, and the oil now. So in goes a pinch of salt, and then all of this beautiful, delicious desiccated coconut. So this here is what makes me really happy. Definitely reminds me of a coconut rough. Look at that. Oh, the smell's coming off it. The chocolate, the beautiful coconut, the coconut oil, it's all just heaven. Look, if you don't want a tart, you can actually just roll these into little balls and it's gonna be kind of like a coconut rough, just there for you, but we're definitely still gonna put this into the tart tin because I think it's just gonna be that little bit more special. Look at that. So you can see the real lovely texture of the coconut running through the really smooth chocolate. That, once it's set, is going to be to die for. That's looking ready to go now, so I'm just gonna grab my tart tin out and then we can fill it. So, our tart base, very hard. So I can fill it now, and this is looking so yum! I'm really excited. So bad, but so good. So what we're doing is we're just gonna put all of the filling into the tart tin. We're just gonna quickly smooth that out so it's all even in the tin. All right, so that's looking very, very even now. I'm just gonna pop it back into the fridge to set for about 2 hours, and then we'll come back and decorate it. So my tart's had a good 2 hours to set in the fridge. It's looking so beautiful, so I can't wait to just demold it. Here goes. It's always so, it's really easy to say. How beautiful is this guy? Look at that. Awesome. So now all we gotta do is give him a little quick decorating. So to decorate the tart, all I'm doing is putting a little bit of this melted chocolate over the top because, you know, it needs more chocolate. I've obviously melted the chocolate in the microwave again, and I'm just giving it a quick drizzle with the fork so it forms these really beautiful ribbons. It's such a quick and simple way to just make this look even better. And look, I know there's a little bit left over, but I'm totally just gonna put some milk into this and drink it. On top, I've roasted a little bit of coconut. Oh, the smell of roasted coconut is just so divine, and that just goes on top as well. We're gonna get a really nice nutty toastiness out of the coconut. Heaven, that's looking so good. I'm just gonna give it a little slice. I can hear the crunch from the base, which I'm actually so excited about trying. Yum, look at that. That there is my Coconut Rough Tart, but quickly, I'm just gonna grab this and have a little taste. It's really sweet. You get this nice coconut flavor that runs through it. It definitely reminds me of my childhood. There's a little tiny bit of salt that comes in after. So that there is my Coconut Rough Tart, and you have to try this at home.